Hello, everyone. Welcome to this podcast. I'm Georgia De Gidlow. Please take a shot every single time I say the phrase, you know what I mean. It's a fun game.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the 21 and Sensory podcast with me, Emily. My special guest today is the wonderful Georgia De Gidlow. Georgia is an actor who is based both in Belfast and in London. She made her on-screen debut in a lead role in the BBC's A Kind of Spark, playing Keedie. A Kind of Spark was nominated for a number of awards, including an Emmy nomination for casting. It also won Best Children's Programme at the 2024 Broadcast Awards. Georgia also has theatre experience, having played Wendy in the Watford Palace Theatre's production of Peter Pan. Something you may not know about Georgia is that she has a degree in politics and international relations and continues to have an aptitude for writing and journalism. So, Georgia, would you like to say hello?
Hello. Thank you for having me on. Oh my gosh, have you been told before that your voice should be for audiobooks?
Thank you so much.
Have you not been told that before?
No, not I've had people who say that they like listening to my voice, but I'd love to do an audiobook.
Oh my gosh, I was like, this would be you should be doing I don't know, bedtime stories or something. I was like, this is so relaxing. You talk about love that. I love the shout out to the Watford Palace Theatre as well. That's so funny.
So how are you? Thank you so much for coming on my podcast.
I'm good. This is a good timing because I've just finished my classes because I'm doing like you say my master's in journalism.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just all the classes have just finished for that. We had a really intense couple of weeks of being assessed and stuff like that, and now that's done.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm feeling a lot less stressed. And it's been sunny today, and I just have been photosynthesizing, which has been lovely.
Excellent. It's really your summer now, essentially.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, I've got a final project left to do. I'm going to Canada to hopefully film a documentary, but also to get this final project done. Yeah, I won't talk about it because I will talk for ages about it. But I'm really excited. It should be cool.
That's really cool, especially for a final project.
Yeah, I'm lucky. I've got godmum out there, so I knew I wanted to do a story out there, and it's all it's very interesting. It's a very interesting country. So yeah,
how exciting! I think people aren't going to realise this about you, that you've kind of been studying and juggling that as well with everything else. So
yeah,
I feel
no, it's so random. I mean, when I got A Kind of Spark, I'd literally just joined. I think I joined the agency when it started because it was my drama teacher, and didn't really I was not invested in it at all, and then got some face piercings and tattoos, and mid my degree, my my old drama teacher now started up this agency, being pressured into it by my mum, by the way, who they're mates, and she was like, you should do it. And then she called me up and was like, you've got some piercings now and some tattoos, get on the agency. If you're running out of money, you could try doing an advert. My next self-tape was a Doritos advert thing, and I did it on my own in my room, and I was like, what on earth am I doing? This is the weirdest thing. It was for the Euros. I don't know if you know the advert where they're goals.
yes.
Yeah, I was sitting in my room singing that to a camera, being this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever done. Why have I signed up for this? And then the next audition was A Kind of Spark.
Wow.
So it's super weird. It's I just really, it wasn't something that I thought I'd managed to get into, but it was a childhood dream. So it was gorgeous. It was and to do it to be involved in A Kind of Spark as a project was just such an honor, given what it means to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really interesting to hear, because it kind of sounds like it came to a lot of the characters in it, quite sort of randomly, and also just hearing people's how they came to it, or having to say to their agencies oh, actually I'm autistic, please consider me, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think that's really interesting.
I know. I mean, Caitlin, who played Nina, I remember when she first came into the when we all met each other for the first time, she came into the room and she was sat there, and like I didn't know she was autistic, and it was quite funny because me and Lola were kind of one type of autistic friendship where we were both immediately like, hello, blah, 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 like talking, and then me and Caitlin were kind of looking at each other across the room, kind of being skeptical about, like, do you know what I mean, like having a bit of the wall up and like
Mhm.
look like side eyeing each other, and then Caitlin was like, I don't know if you guys knew this about me, but I'm actually autistic too, and we were like, what? That's so
One of
cool.
us.
Yeah, like for real. Like, so they didn't even know that she was autistic, and she got cast in it, which I think is super cool, and also like such a testament to her. Like, she's obviously
Yeah. Because also to kind of start admitting that and being also in a role as well, like
yeah,
that must be quite a lot to kind of like,
yeah,
I've got to play this character, but also, guys, just so you know.
yeah. I don't know. Have you had her on as a guest before?
I haven't. No, I've
Oh,
had Ella.
yeah, 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 yeah.
An L.
Oh,
Yeah.
you had Elle.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, Ella's so cool. But yeah, no, Kaylin, I'm sure if you got her on ever at some point, like she'll talk to you all about what it was like, kind of, I guess, like having to watch two other
Yeah.
people play like neurodivergent characters and then having to be the neurotypical one. I think it was quite like a
Yeah.
like you. I mean, that's what you do every day
Yeah,
anyway. You know what I
literally.
mean? But like, yeah, no, it was. It's, I think, an interesting process for Caitlin. So it's
Yeah,
really good to talk
definitely.
to. Just a little shout to Caitlin there.
We love her.
Yeah, we will.
Oh, it's really nice though, and it sounded like you guys really like all like gelled. I think were you guys living together as well?
Yeah, 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 yeah. In the first season, we were all in this one big house, which was gorgeous. I loved it.
Oh,
Obviously, like I mean, Lola has like a special place in my heart. Like like we call each other like sisters now. Like if like I remember I visited Lola the other day in Birmingham, um, and they'd told all the people that they work with, like, oh, like guys, my sister's coming down, my sister's coming down, and then like we introduce like each other to everyone, like this is my sister, and then if they inquire more, it's like, well, they're not like by blood, but like yes, they are. So
you're just
um,
like on screen, but anyway, like
yeah, like I on screen like like chosen family vibes. Like I
yeah,
just absolutely like yeah. There's a lot of love there, especially for Lola.
that's so nice. And just to hear that you've kind of made a friend as well as sisters, obviously, in each other is really lovely.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you don't like to be around other autistic women is just an extremely healing experience, and it's nice to hang around people who you don't need to explain yourself to, and just who get it. And I
Yeah.
think it's the one of the nicest things about having like female autistic friends.
Oh, absolutely. The fact that you don't have to, explain why you might want to just step outside for a minute kind of thing. Like they just kind of,
Yeah.
you give them the eyes and they're like, let's go.
Hmm.
That's all you need.
Yeah, and the empathy. Like I don't
Yeah.
need to like, or I was talking to my boyfriend about it the other day because what was I telling him that me and Lola do? Um, he was like, what kind of things do you do together to like help each other out? I go, well, it's like, from the simple things of being like, hey, do you want to talk about this thing? Like, oh, like I saw this thing the other day that I know is your special interest. You want to have a conversation about that? And it could be like a yeah, but for 2.5 minutes, or like it could just be like a solid no, and you just move on. It's just really easy. Like you don't have that with neurotypical people. That they seem to not get that, or
Yeah.
sometimes if we know we're going to have a heavy conversation, we open our hands out in a book, like a to make it like a book shape, to say like, right, we've opened up the story, and then when
Okay.
we feel we've got to a nice end, we close the book, and then we
Oh,
can just move
that's
on. And
nice.
it's just things like that really, I think, really help.
I
It's so
like that.
yeah,
Yeah, that
it's
like visualization of like opening and shutting the book.
and then that chunk, you've discussed it, you've processed it together, and you can
Mm.
leave it behind without continuing any kind of leftover feelings that conversation might have brought up. I think
Hmm.
is a really I love that little thing. I mean, Lola's taught me all of them, essentially, all
Oh.
these like kind of techniques I use. Like it's Lola that but knows themselves so well and knows
Mhm.
what's good for them, and like most of the time what's good for them is good for me, and I just haven't thought of it yet.
I love that you're just like picking this up, all these like not necessarily coping mechanisms, but some of them sound like that. But like
Yeah.
that's really great.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, that's why I think neurodivergent people need other neurodivergent people around. And I think neurodivergent people find like most, if they really considered it, their friends would all be neurodivergent as well, maybe just undiagnosed. Like you just do gravitate
Yeah.
towards other neurodivergent people.
Definitely. And also shout out to your boyfriend for asking. That's a
I
nice
know.
kind of, sounds
It's
like he's, intrigued and wants to know more about you and how you operate.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been so lovely. We've been together for a few months now, and he is inquisitive and googling, and I say this to Lola's like bare minimum, bare minimum. Which, yes, but it is still really lovely. It's the first relationship where we'll go in the underground, and if I haven't got headphones, he's like, put these on, and puts on a song I like, and puts on his like noise cancelling headphones. Like, he's so, yeah, a very thoughtful person. That's all you need to be. You just need to be thoughtful and
Yeah,
inquisitive and want to know more about your partner.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really nice. I love that. Like, I'm sorry, that's bare minimum. Like,
Oh god, like there's
build
like,
on it.
oh, I'd be the same. Like, if Lola ever bought anyone to me, I'd be like, are they like, have they, I don't know, like, have they bought you a golden crown for you to wear yet, or like what? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd be like that. They need to treat you like God, because you deserve nothing less.
You
So,
guys are definitely sisters. You're
oh
like,
yeah,
running each other's partners past each other kind of thing.
oh yeah, 100%. If they don't pass the Lola check, it's like, that's over. Sorry, like, it's so,
Amazing.
yeah. Yeah, like my brother as well. Except, yeah, well, my brother loves they all love him, because, like, yeah, he's a nice person, as you can
Oh.
hear from what I've done.
And lent you a microphone for this, like,
And lent me a microphone for this, and got me the laptop that we're speaking on, because he was tired of seeing me type everything that we were doing for uni on a iPad with a Bluetooth keyboard, and he was just like, "That's just, you can't be doing that anymore."
Oh, bless you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah,
You just struggle along with what you've got until
yeah.
someone else gives you something. You're like, oh my god, this is
Yeah.
this is so much better.
I know, he bought it for me for a present, and I remember like going up to him, like talking for ages, like, I really need to get myself a laptop, and like, da 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 da, and he's been like, you keep telling me I can't tell you what present I've got you, but I have to, like, because you can't buy one, because I've got you one for your birthday. He was like, I'm so sorry, because he knows I love surprises. He was like, I'm so sorry, I didn't want it to not be a surprise, but like just don't buy one, because I've got you one. And I was like, oh, okay, you're
Oh,
forgiven.
oh yeah, great present. I
Oh my
mean,
god, yeah. No,
oh
I'm
bless.
lucky.
That's
Yeah.
excellent.
So, how did you get into podcasting? I'm actually so interested in this, because after doing my masters, I really, really now appreciate the art of the podcast, and I think it's
Hmm.
really, I think it's quite very visionary of you to have started this like 10 years ago. It's super cool.
Yeah, I think basically I started like writing a blog when I was 21 and feeling very sensory. And then I kind of transitioned into kind of illustration because I'm a graphic designer. And then I was like, do you know what? There's so much I want to say. Let's go for another format. So, and that's how this podcast started. But it was just kind of like me talking to myself, sort of thing, initially. And then I think from like I think it was like the late teens, maybe episode 18 onwards. And we're now at 100, like, I say we, I'm now almost at 100 episodes.
So cool.
So yeah, I just started getting guests on from like episode 18 sort of thing. And initially I was just recording on my phone, whereas now I have a microphone and a laptop. But yeah, it's just me who hosts and edits. I have sometimes people email me and say, can I talk to your team? And I'm like, sure. And I'm like, it's just me. But that's nice. I take that as a compliment.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's just, you don't really need the fancy stuff to get started. Like, you see all these like really nice, like polished video podcasts and stuff. And I'm like, I don't really need to be, on screen. I quite like just chatting, especially as an autistic person. It's quite nice to not have to worry about being perceived.
Yeah.
um, so yeah, I think it's just a really nice medium, and I love hearing people's stories. Like, it's just so interesting to me. Yeah,
Oh
and
yeah.
people can just come on an info dump, and I love that.
It's fantastic. I think you're doing a really, really fantastic thing, and
Thanks.
it's just lovely for other autistic people to be able to listen. Do you know what I mean? To listen
Yeah.
and feel, maybe even just recognize, like, oh, that's how I speak with my friends. Like, no, 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 no. I think it's really a credit to you.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks.
That'd be good.
I just kind of feel like it's really nice to like kind of initially I started out like kind of people around my age, and I was like, oh, other people exist, this is
Yeah.
great. And then like slowly kind of broadened my horizons, and now I'm just like, come and chat to me, like, whether you care for someone who's autistic, whether you are autistic, whether you work with people who are autistic, or neurodivergent. I mean, it's kind of branched out
Mhm.
massively, and I think that's quite nice about a podcast, is you can kind of take it whatever way you want, sort of thing.
It's your podcast. You can do what you want with
Yeah, it feels I have a lot of power. No, I don't.
it. Proud and power.
I have the power. But honestly, it's people like you who respond to me and go, yeah, I'm up for that. Like, how lovely that people are, you're willing to give up an hour of your time to just chat to me about all
My
things.
favourite topic, myself.
Yeah. You're the
It's just like
expert in
this is
you.
it's not it's it's not the hardest thing to talk about in the world. I think if I'm an expert of anything, it's my own brain. You'd like to think anyway, wouldn't you?
Well.
Yeah, actually, well, that's where the therapists come in, which is a good segue to I think where you wanted to
Oh,
speak about
yes.
diagnoses and stuff like that, didn't you?
Yes. Are you part of the late diagnosis club by any chance?
Oh yeah.
Hey.
Am I an autistic woman? Yes.
Yes. We've
Cool.
ticked both those boxes. Great.
Yeah.
So
Like
when did you find out?
19? Oh god.
Okay.
It was late enough. It was yeah, it was late enough. I first went to therapy when I was 14 with some like real issues. I remember, let's do this. Let's do the whole story. Let's circle it all the way back. I knew there was something like just a bit. I knew there was something. I knew I was struggling a lot with a lot of things from a
Mhm.
very young age. I remember it was very much for me relationships with friends. I'd get so hyperfixated on people. And then if anything went wrong, that's what would really send me into meltdowns as a young person. And it
Mhm.
sent me into, I couldn't control those emotions. And so I felt very depressed. And that was from a very, very young age, like young. And then continued on into school. Um, and when I started becoming a teenager, like things started going from, okay, I'm dealing with an issue, and it's very hard for a young person to, now I'm older and this issue is turning into something dangerous,
Mm.
because you're older and
Mhm.
life is, you know more, and if you're feeling damage on the inside, the damage that you can do on the outside gets bigger because you're
Mhm.
bigger, you know.
Yeah.
So therapy, 14, uh, diagnosed depression and anxiety. I was like, fine, yeah, that makes that makes sense. But there's something else. I just knew there was something else, so kept going to psychiatrists. I mean, throughout my whole teenage years, I mean, I must have been diagnosed with like, I was told I had bipolar. I was told I was BPD. I
Oh
was
God.
really questioning and really, really questioning and encouraged to question also by a therapist whether I was a sociopath, which is hilarious now.
Oh my God.
I know, crazy, crazy. I just literally, I think I was feeling so dark on the inside that I just was like, maybe even cutting off my emotions to things. And then I was like, do I not feel anything? But like the pure terror at the prospect that I could be someone who didn't, I don't know. I cared so much about everything. It just didn't make any sense. I cared so much about things
Yeah.
that I had to cut it off. I think maybe is what led
Mhm.
to that. Um, but yeah, so eventually sat down in front of it. And so this is where like my privilege massively comes in. My dad got health insurance through work.
Mhm.
So I was able to go private, which is just, it just seems like one of the only ways that like you can get a diagnosis quite quickly these
Yeah.
days. Which is why I always tell people, if you really, really have done the research, you've looked into it, you feel this is who you are, a self-diagnosis is valid, because the second you've done that, you can then start looking at the coping mechanisms, and if they work, if you're looking at autistic coping mechanisms or coping mechanisms for sensory issues or whatever, and they're helping you, the likelihood is you are autistic. And if you can't get a diagnosis, like, tell people you're
Mhm.
autistic, because the adjustments that they'll make for you, it will help you in life, and you are completely entitled to them. So that
Yeah.
that was that was my little tangent. But
A
I
good
now
one.
yeah, yeah, well, yeah, that's, I mean, a lot, I mean, a lot of people sometimes feel skeptical about it. I really don't understand the argument. Yeah, but if people are diagnosing themselves as autistic and they don't have it, doesn't that make it, doesn't that invalidate other autistic people? Well, I don't feel invalidated by it. I know who I am.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't understand that argument. It makes no sense to me.
That could
But
be a podcast in itself.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, so yeah, no, I anyway sat in front of a psychiatrist that I was lucky enough to see, still see him to this day. He's fantastic.
Oh, you found a good one.
I've really
That's,
found a good one. I had a
yeah.
lot of bad experiences, and a lot of people do.
Mhm.
But found a good one, and he spoke with me and spoke with my mum, which is interesting. And he was asking my mum a lot of questions. What was she like as a kid? And and I really just kind of like, I was not afraid to talk about like everything that was going on
Mhm.
in therapy, because I think about everything. I think about every single. I think about what I think, and I think about why I'm thinking what I'm thinking, what I'm thinking. It's just a lot.
Mhm.
So any topic that you ask me about, I'm gonna have an answer because I've already thought about it, and I've already thought about why I'm thinking about the things I've thought. Does that make
Mhm.
sense?
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. That is the autistic experience beautifully summed
Exactly.
up.
Exactly. So yeah, chatting away, and he goes, "Have you had an ASD?" And I like laughed. I was just like, "What?" Like I had no idea. Like it was quite, I think, still at the point in time where people weren't normalizing it so much. So I
Mhm.
really, really was just like, don't like I just like, no, what? And like being a bit of a teenager, like, what do you mean? Like that's ridiculous. Like I don't. And he was like, go watch this video about how autism looks in girls. And I did, burst my eyes out crying. I was like, I thought my whole life that there was something about me that was just like, I'm not even necessarily wrong, but just completely individual to me, which sounds a bit narcissistic, but actually what it was just a feeling of pure loneliness and pure like,
Mhm.
oh my God, like when, like what am I don't get it, like I don't understand myself, I don't understand why I don't function in that way. Like, and I also had this deep feeling, which is why BPD and bipolar, none of those things ever made sense to me. I had this really deep understanding of myself, and I knew that everything that I was struggling with and all the bad parts about me were coming from the exact same place that all the parts I loved about me and all the good parts were coming from.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's not mental illness.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
No.
yeah. So anyway, did the test, got diagnosed. Struggled with imposter syndrome for a bit, but going on the show and being around autistic women and realizing, oh, this is who I am because they're like me, and that they've dealt with the same things, and this and all of that, and the reassurance that they gave.
Mhm.
Now I'm at the place I'm now where I'm feel just a lot better than I did growing up.
That's great. And
Yeah.
like how lovely to be kind of cast in something where it's kind of affirming to you that like,
Mm,
I am, autistic, I am part of this, community, and you've met really cool people who you identify with. Like how lovely
I
to
know it was going from an environment where like no, I'd never met another autistic woman, or I didn't realize I had. Um,
mm,
and suddenly I was around like three or four. No, do you know what I mean? And like
yeah.
telling this story that was very, very me, as well. Keedie is just obviously very similar to me in a lot of ways, not in all of them. I always say Keedie, I think is a lot calmer.
Oh
Um,
really? Okay.
yeah.
You're like, I am the opposite.
Yeah, I think I look. No, I don't know. Kitty's not necessarily calm, but she's very gentle. Whereas
Mm.
sometimes I go through life like a bit of a bull in the china shop, maybe. And maybe Kitty does that a bit too. Maybe I'm just like Kitty, but like on steroids. Like imagine like Kitty, but like amped. Like, like yeah,
The high energy version. Yeah,
yeah.
I
The
get you.
very like Kitty's been on the blue Smarties. Like Kitty's had those B numbers. Like
The
that's
blue
me.
Smarties. Oh my god, I remember my parents being like, you can't have the blue ones. I'm just like, why?
You're like, why? And then like the zoomies like have like kicked in at full force,
Yeah.
running across the kitchen at 7 p.m. Like, people are like running into school today. Oh my god, mum, mum, mum. Yeah,
Bouncing off the walls. Yeah. Yeah.
completely.
I mean, it's really interesting to hear how you kind of just came about it, and also the kind of just like denial, having heard it sort of thing, like
Mm,
said you might be this sort of thing.
yeah.
I very much had that in that I was also with a therapist and she said, like, have you considered this? Because I think you're showing autistic traits. And then said she couldn't help me.
What?
She was like, I think you might be autistic and you're showing traits. And I was like, okay, how do we move on how do we move forwards with this, being the most logical autistic person ever? And she
Yeah.
was like, yeah, I can't help you. And I was like, no, sorry.
Lady.
And I was paying her.
Yeah. What am I paying for here? Like, what? Sorry, what?
I know. She was like, go to your GP. I was like, oh,
Oh. Oh.
thank you for that.
That's crazy. I can't
Yeah.
believe that.
It's
Oh,
just, but also like hearing you, like so many other people having got labels of BPD, and like
mm,
it just knocks you down so much to hear, like, people chucking assumptions at
mm,
you before actually considering that. I mean, at least she was right with saying that I was showing autistic traits, even if she couldn't help.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I just kind of feel like you have to go around the houses to get to the right diagnosis.
And and probably the reason I got diagnosed with BPD is because I've read that the diagnosis might have been correct at the time because BPD is very much induced by trauma and it's traumatic being like an undiagnosed autistic individual.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of traumas that can come from that.
Hmm.
And so at this, I've heard that a lot of the time autistic women do develop BPD as a result of that trauma.
Hmm.
So maybe that was correct, but they'd maybe got there a bit quicker with the old autism diagnosis. That the second diagnosis might not have occurred, but
Yeah.
there's a lot more research now. It's really good to know that um, I mean, it's suddenly gone, but it felt like I'd never heard any autistic voices, female voices,
Mm.
or seen any of that representation from being a kid. And it seems now it's a real topic of conversation, and autistic women are speaking up, which is lovely on podcasts like this, and in books like Emily Katie's. Um,
Yes.
she went to my school, you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
we love a little fact. Did she? That's
Yes, she
cool.
did. Yeah, and
Oh.
me and her were always in isolation together. She was
No.
she was always running out of classes because she was dealing with anxiety, and I was always being kicked out of classes because I was throwing my toys out the pram because my stress came out in anger when I was a
Hmm.
kid because I was a bit nuts. Um, and yeah, we were always in isolation together and kind of always looking at each other from across the room like, what's going on with you? And a few, when I got cast as Keedie, she messaged me like, "No way, are you Keedie from like, no way, you're gonna be Keedie in a kind of spark. Like, are you kidding me?" And I was like, "No way, you were autistic the whole time, and neither of us knew."
Oh my god, I love the way that you were both like, oh, like a Spider-Man moment where it's like pointing at each other, like, oh, oh,
Yeah,
oh.
yes, literally exactly that. Like both of us, were like it was just crazy. We've met up for coffee
Yeah.
since actually.
Oh, that's so
Um,
lovely.
yeah, it's really
Oh,
lovely. I mean, like obviously she's very much a bookworm, and I go through phases, so it's nice we sometimes meet, have a catch up, and then have a read together, which is nice.
that's really cute. That's also just like enjoying each other's company, even in silence. I love that about
Yes.
neurodivergent friends. It's just like, oh, we can just coexist and not
Yeah.
have to talk.
I know. I know.
Oh, that's lovely. And
Yeah.
her book is amazing. Just
Yeah. She's incredible. She's super, super cool.
she really is.
Yeah.
And have also had her on the podcast.
Have
Just-
you?
I have.
Oh my gosh. See, you've got I'm gonna be a part of a long list of big names.
You
So,
are,
yeah,
definitely. I
I'm very
mean,
honoured.
let's discuss your experience of education and university, because obviously you mentioned that you have just finished your masters. But
Mm.
yeah, how did you find university as an autistic person?
Um Hard, especially undergrad.
Hmm.
Like it was hard. I did not go in like at all. It's not, not everyone's the same as me in that way, but like I just it was just a lot, and it was COVID, and then I got used to not going in, And I think
Okay.
the routine changed. Like I just never managed to get into like going into uni and doing the lectures. And like maybe it was something, you know, Keedie talks about in the Blooming Book where she's talking about, oh my God, it's very bright. And like it was very bright. And it was a lot of people. Like it was also hard to stick deadlines. I just undergrad was difficult, but I got through it.
Hmm.
And I made some great mates. Um,
Oh, that's good.
oh
Were
yeah,
you on campus or were you living off campus?
I was living in a flat in first year that was like a uni one.
Hmm.
Um, and then in second and third, I was living off campus but really near it in a place called
Hmm.
Selly Oak in Birmingham. In second and third year, I stayed in houses with friends, and the friends that I made were great, especially like they were all um, extremely kind people, and they made me realize what kind of friends were good for me and the kind of people I wanted in my life. So that was good.
Hmm.
Um, but the actual education part was very intense. The masters and like I don't know if you relate to this.
Hmm.
Since I've started my masters, or when I started my masters, I was like, um, okay, unmask, take off the mask, be you, because masking obviously takes up a lot of energy, and also you want um, the people that you want to be friends with are the people who like you for your unmasked, like the most genuine version of yourself that you can possibly be,
Hmm.
where you know you can stim and be blunt, ask those questions and just be you. So I
Hmm.
really set myself up, like had this mindset and went into my first day making all sorts of social faux pas and like freaking out my now boyfriend. Like I asked him some ridiculous questions the first time we met, and he just thought I was a lunatic. Like, and and it was just me being kind of like I just like trying to make conversation.
Yeah.
Um, and he like when I say lunatic, like I asked him a question that was very rude. Like, so this isn't him like being like judgmental. It was rude. I didn't mean to be rude. I was just being inquisitive.
Hmm.
Um, I asked him if he'd cheated on any previous partners. I do like in like the third question I asked him
I
ever.
mean, you were scoping out future stuff.
I don't. I think like genuinely I was just thought it was an interesting question, and then like after I made a friend who's now like my current like best mate from uni, and he
Hmm.
was being lovely and like telling people afterwards like she's autistic, she's great, like she didn't mean that. Like,
I
yeah,
like that he was just popping in to say, just so you know, and
yeah. So yeah, so I went in with that mindset, freaked a lot of people out, and ended up like it was such like a it was such a it was such I don't know if you relate to this. It's on one hand, if you unmask, you feel you're burning less energy and you feel you're being more you, which is just a nice thing to be and more,
Mhm.
um, I guess, like internally validating. I don't know, but
Mm.
on the other hand, I felt more embarrassed more often. Um,
Yes. Yeah.
I felt like like naked almost, and like everyone was laughing at me. That's how it felt.
Mhm.
I asked them. We finished and we went for drinks the other day, and a couple of people came up to me. And the first time I saw you, thought you were so cool, and I was like, "This is crazy," because I thought everyone just thought I was a weirdo. So I don't know if you relate to that at all.
No, massively. I think, like, you just I think when I'm masking, I come home and will overanalyze the situation. But if I'm, myself, and that takes a lot,
Mm,
I'll come home and it'll be like twice as bad
yeah,
overthinking because I'll be like, oh my God, like, was I too blunt? I'm always really worried that I'm like too blunt or coming across as rude and stuff. And I kind of, I thought that unmasking, I wouldn't be thinking like that as much because I'm, trying to be my authentic self. But oh my God, it takes like almost as much work, I
yeah,
think. But
yeah.
you're right, it does, in the grand scheme of things, feel better than masking and having to suppress all day long.
Mm.
Um, but
It's
yeah.
it's such a niche experience, and I think it's so true to specifically autistic women. that
Mm.
this experience, and like you just described it, you go either way, you're going home overthinking, but it feels almost
Mm.
sometimes that you overthink even more if you weren't masking.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I've also found that I just feel I just find that people don't like autistic women, and they liked it because you're not presenting stereotypically autistic. It's like whether or not you explain that you're autistic,
Mm.
they still assume. I felt people were quicker to. I don't know. I can't describe the energy. It felt like at school. I felt like I was always doing something wrong, and people would like. No one was mean. Oh my god, everyone was like kind. Like everyone was kind people. But like, I love the bit about coming home and over analyzing, because that is super. I think that is super true. It also says a lot about like what autistic people have to go through. Like no one else is gonna get that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a lot of work to find self love, because it's not just this is who I am. I've got to learn to accept who I am,
Mm.
or or suffer. It's kind of who am I? I forgot.
Yeah.
And then this is who I am. This is who I'm going to be. Oh, it's
Mm-hmm.
hard to love that version of myself, because that version of myself is not the social norm. So is you're more likely to feel judged, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I kind of have to. What I remind myself is, as long as I'm trying to be kind, if people are judging me, then can I swear?
Of course you can.
Oh, brilliant. I've not been swearing this whole time. Yeah, if I swear like a sailor. If people don't like it, then fuck them, like genuinely fuck them, because it feels really good to swear. Because
I love that we got to 45 minutes in and you're like, I'm really trying not to.
I know. Oh, jeez. Again, like this is kind of like even why am I jeezing right now? I know why I'm
Jeez.
jeezing. It's because of Lola. 100% that's a Lolaism that I now do. Oh, jeez. Oh, is it? Or is that like Rick and Morty? It could be
You're like, which reference am
either.
I?
I'm constantly referencing. You're a I feel like you're a bit of a parrot, I guess. Like a lot of autistic people say that, don't they? That they copy
Yeah.
and parrot things. I don't know if you've heard that. My boyfriend yesterday said I was talking to my friends on the phone. He'd never heard me speak to them before, and he went, "Your accent changed. That was so interesting." And I was like, "What?" Yeah,
And to not even like kind of twig it. Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. I do. It definitely does change. Like I kept being asked if I was from the north when I was filming in Belfast. Maybe I was like mimicking the Belfast accent, but like the
Oh,
British
really?
peninsula, I just ended up sounding northern. I don't know.
Maybe you're just like masking to fit in without realizing. You're just like, I'm now
I think
from here.
yeah, yeah. I think that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. I have a million different voices. I don't really know what's me anymore, but like all of them, I guess.
All of them, yeah.
When people say who, like, if I say to people, I guess I am different people in front of, I am different people in front of different people. People go,
Yeah.
who's the real you? And I go, well, all of them.
Yeah. It's really tricky to explain because it sounds like you've got like multiple identities, but you're like, no, this is just how I like this is the front that I have on for this person or the front that I have on for work or like,
Or
yeah,
just
I
what they
get that.
bring, yeah, what they bring out of you.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, like it's some kind of like maybe the way I'm thinking about it right now is like some kind of chemical reaction. Like I'm the same element, but you mix me with different things, and I can do different things. Makes me different chemicals,
Yes.
I guess.
That's a great analogy, metaphor, whatever it is. Yeah.
Thank
Whatever that is, yeah, I think
you.
that's,
I just came up with that on the spot, and I'm feeling
yeah.
quite proud of myself
I
actually.
think you might want to copyright that quick.
Oh yeah, put it on some t-shirts.
Ooh, like really,
You graphic design it.
yeah.
Gosh.
I'll get on that. Where were we? I've literally,
I'm so
there's so
sorry.
much to, no,
I'm
don't
I'm
worry.
literally the
Love
hardest
it.
person to have a conversation with, and that's the ADHD.
When did you find out about the ADHD?
About the same time.
Mm-hmm. It
Um,
all came at once.
yeah. And I don't know, are you ADHD or are you just autistic diagnosed?
I'm just autistic diagnosed and dyslexic. Just
Classic.
throw that in there. I
Oh,
only found out when I was 19 and I was at uni.
wow.
I know.
Out the whole time with dyslexia.
Yeah.
Let's see that for me. I was saying to my boyfriend the other day, like, shout out to my boyfriend. He's getting a lot of mentions in
He
it.
is.
Um, I was saying to him the other day, hey, like, I genuinely think maybe I'm even a bit dyslexic. Like, I really struggle. Maybe this is a stereotype, but I really struggle with spelling, and sometimes I really struggle with like words jumbling and like
Mhm.
and things like that. And like, I was just like, it's a complete guess that I am, but it's just I know a lot of autistic women um, are also dyslexic and dyspraxic, and it makes sense that
Mm.
if we mask our autism, we'd probably find a million billion different ways to cope with other things that are neurodivergencies as well. And that's probably exactly why you only got diagnosed at 19, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, exactly. And I also feel like it's kind of almost like the reason why we get diagnosed with anxiety and depression so early on, because
Mm.
we are so good at hiding all of these many kind of, autistic struggles or just neurodivergent struggles at school, academically, like being dyslexic and stuff, that actually anxiety is going to be the first thing that kind of
Mm-hmm.
gets picked up on, because if you're crying a lot, that is hard to hide.
Yeah.
And if you're coming home and having to, like, I just feel like I used to bottle up everything and come home and be like, huh.
You know the Coke
um
bottle analogy, don't you?
no.
What? That's crazy because you literally
Oh, is it like kind of something about fizzing up
yeah,
or
like a
something?
kid, like an autistic kid is, or a kid dealing with all that kind
Yes.
of stuff is that they get to school and the gates are locked and they have to figure out something, and it's just that's the change. You shake the bottle, and then maybe their friend
Yeah.
says something a bit nasty, and shake the bottle, and maybe their teacher gives them a look that they don't like. Shake the bottle. You get home, and the
Yeah.
lid comes off, and you pop, and you just
That was a
go,
great lid impression, by the way. um
"Oh, thank you very much. Hey, I'm a professional actor for a reason." Yeah, for my bottle lid popping sound.
It was good, but honestly, that is it. But I still feel like I'm doing that now, and I'm 31. Any tips?
Any tips for not bottling things up? Oh my gosh, no.
Oh,
It just sucks. It's just I think it's a reality. I think
yeah.
the unmasking thing is again we spoke about that. You unmask and then you overthink the version of you that's real. So instead of wasting your energy masking, you're wasting your energy at the end of the day overthinking instead.
Yes.
Um, but I do feel like I do things to cope. I think being kind to myself,
Mhm.
talking to people about how to deal with me, not having conversations I don't want to have,
Mhm.
not doing things I don't want to do,
Oh, saying no. Oh, I
saying no.
that is a
What
thing.
what a new concept.
It is though, but why?
Because autistic women are taught that you need to say yes to survive. That's because that's
Yeah.
what women do. All
Yeah.
women. That's what all women do, especially neurodivergent women, so that
Mm.
no one thinks they're weird. Especially people of color, because it's a defense thing. It's a protective thing.
Yeah.
You have to do it. You have to say yes, otherwise face the consequences, whatever those might be. Um, and so unlearning that is lovely. It's a lovely thing. Lola
It
taught me it as
is.
well.
Oh,
Lola,
really?
Lola's good at it, which is,
Honestly.
you know, um, Lola's always all like Lola exists and makes people happy, so she can say to no to as many things as they want. Um,
Got
uh,
it down clearly. Like,
oh yeah, I think they know themselves, which is cool.
mhm.
But yeah, saying no helps
Yeah.
because then because otherwise that's another shake, isn't it? Another shake of the bottle. If you do something
Yeah.
you don't really feel comfortable doing.
And it's just, I guess it's protecting your own like time and space as well. Like, I just kind of think like, if I say yes to this, how many days will it cost me in feeling
Mm.
terrible?
Mhm.
Like, oh,
Yeah, no, I'm. It's also a struggle knowing what social things I need to turn down because
mm,
I get to a place where I get scared that I'm going to get burnt out if I say yes to things, that I say no
mhm.
to everything, and then it kind of has the opposite impact that I want because then I've forgotten because then do you ever use spoons as a thing? Do you
Yeah, like the spoon theory. Yep, yep.
Yes, okay. I was yeah, so you get spoons. But so when I especially like Lola's taught me this again. Um we talk about things, we go, "Do you have spoons to talk about this?" And I go, "Actually, I think if we talked about that, I'd gain spoons. I might lose one but gain two from that
Okay.
conversation." Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's it. That's an interesting way of like, because you kind of hear it always to do with like energy, like spoons, but like in terms of like a conversation and stuff, that's interesting.
Like I think like I think being with friends, yes, of course you're using energy,
Mm.
but you need that food for your soul, and that food for your soul gives you energy, you know?
Yeah, they build you up, don't they? They,
Yeah.
yeah, help you keep going.
Yeah, make you laugh, make you smile. Oh my god, it's so important to laugh. I gain like 80 million spoons every time I laugh. Like, it's the best emotion, it's medicine. Like, it's so grounding and so present and
Mm.
so like it's just the best feeling because it's completely and utterly to do with what's happening in that moment, and it makes you realize that everything else doesn't really matter because that's really funny.
Yeah,
What you said is so funny. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. It does, and it just makes you kind of like treasure the moment even more, doesn't it? Like you feel like
Mm.
present, which can be really quite hard as an autistic person to feel like you're
Being
actually
so
in the
that
thing.
Yeah, and that is such another one for
Mm.
making sure you're not popping at the end of the day, being present. It's just because again, as an autistic person, as a protection mechanism, defense mechanism, you're thinking, oh my god, I'm really worried. Like, do I need to plan ahead for this, or was that really bad what I just said, or am I
Hmm.
really stressed about this interaction I'm going to have, or I'm really just like, oh my gosh, what like if you like, it's about being present, but also being kind of like just slowing things down and going, oh, okay, no, I'm here right now and this is fine. I'm not actually
Hmm.
in danger. You have to remind yourself you're not in danger because your sense is always an overload telling you that you are,
Yeah.
um, but you're not. And I think that's a helpful reminder.
Oh
Like
yeah.
reminding that you're safe and that in this moment it's fine. And even if you feel uncomfortable, that's okay.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like the
It's
I love the emotion analogy of like you're on safari and you see a lion, a big lion in the distance, and that lion might be fear or whatever else it is or whatever but you just don't respond to it, just watch it and it will walk away and then you're fine.
oh. Oh, okay. That's that. When I said tips, that's a good. I like that as a visualization.
Yeah,
That's
it that
cool.
helps a lot because the moment
Yeah.
they come hard, but that's just the
Yeah.
feeling. Just watch it,
Yeah.
just sit there and watch it like you're watching anything else, like you're watching an animal, and it will walk away in the end. Whereas if you scream and roar it, it might come and bite you. Don't do that. Yeah,
We don't recommend.
that was my addition to the lovely kind of. I don't know whether I had that in some kind of meditation.
Mm. It
Um,
sounded it when you were
yeah,
saying it. I was like, oh, this sounds very like a guided meditation.
yeah. I actually put my hands over my eyes for that bit to make sure I didn't butcher it. So maybe it came out even more profound than I had intended.
But it's interesting what you're saying about like quieting, quiet. Oh my god, like trying to quiet and like feel like more calm because I kind of feel like I call it my like constant autistic inner monologue and trying to interrupt that and get a word in edgeways when my brain is just like away, it's on a topic or it's just overthinking massively, like trying to interrupt my own inner monologue is so hard, but I think things like that help.
They do, and it's also like doing that as like going to the gym. At first, it will be you have to do it over and over again. At first,
Mm.
it will be like you're picking up a weight for the first time, and it's so hard, and you can't do it for very long. And the more
Mhm.
you train it, the easier it gets, and the longer you can do it for. And that's why meditation's a fantastic thing. I don't do it
Mhm.
anymore but I would say that everyone should do it because it does help with that. At first, you think, "What the hell am I doing? My brain is wired. I can't
Yeah.
stop thinking." What, like, I'm supposed to be counting to 10. I got to 5, and I'm thinking about like Star Wars. I don't know what it is, but but that's the fun. But then that's the good thing about meditation. You then go, okay, just fine. That's fine. Just go back to the breathing. Go back to your breath. Whatever.
Mm.
And you in life, your internal autistic monologue, just go, oh hey, I'm doing that thing again. That's a nice tree over there. Think about what you can see. Touch into the present moment. You touch into the five senses. What you can see, what you can hear, what you can smell, what you can touch, even what you can taste. Which is why I love eating, because it puts you in the present moment, because you're thinking, this tastes lovely or gross.
And the like sensory feedback, I guess. I'm very much
Mm.
into crunchy stuff just because I'm like, yeah, I'm here.
Yes,
Like
exactly.
super crunchy. You can't,
Mm.
yeah. No, I
Hey.
get that. I think we might need a podcast from you. I think we might need you to go into podcasting and just give out advice. Just
I know. I feel like I'd actually love to do. I'd actually love to do that. I don't. I don't know. It would be like I'd overshare. I'd be terrified. Like I already feel like I've overshared a million things on this. Um, I get way too like detailed about it. About everything.
it's
Um,
hard not to. Our brains are just like
and I
must
think why? Yeah,
overthink.
I'm very logical. I'm like, why the hell shouldn't I share that?
Yeah.
And like I just talked about, I don't know, that or I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of things that are like in the happy medium of like conveying the outrageousness, but not actually saying something outrageous enough that it actually
Yeah.
applies to this situation that I'm talking about. But anyway, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Um, like yeah, logically I'm like, why can't I speak about that? And then it'll be like, oh, because the neurotypicals won't give me a job. Like, do you know what I mean? That
Yeah.
disrupts the brand image. Do you know what I mean? Also, I
Yeah.
like maybe put a disclaimer at the start. Maybe I can do it for you now. Hang on. Hello everyone, welcome to this podcast. I'm Georgia De Gidlow. Please take a shot every single time I say the phrase, you know what I mean. It's a fun game. There you go.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Um,
I say like so much, and
it's a
I'm
tick.
oh
But you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? I say it all the
yes,
time. It's terrible. Have you
yeah.
noticed
I
it?
do know what you mean.
I know. Everyone knows. Like, it's like we get it. We know what you mean.
You know what you mean. Or I'm very much someone that's like, does that make sense? Like, please, like, please agree with
Yeah.
me.
It's such like a you need to validate what I'm saying, because otherwise, like, I'm going to continue on this for ages. People
Yeah,
never say no. I don't think
yeah.
anyone ever said no. So I don't know. Like, I don't know why. Like, I say it, or like it brings me any comfort, because no one is ever going to go no. Like. So I did a
No.
story. I don't know if you'll even include this, but it's such a funny story. Someone in my house in first year of uni did, like, when in COVID people did this PowerPoint nights.
Oh my god, yes.
So fun. She did one that was like Hunger Games, like who in the flat would be killed in what order, and like how would they die.
Ooh.
And she goes,
Okay.
right, first down would be Georgia. I was fuming. I was like, what? Like
What?
I'm crazy. Like I'm tearing these bitches' heads off. Like no one's surviving. Like I'm gonna go ape shit in this bitch. Like I'm gonna love it. Like it's gonna be crazy. And she was like, maybe don't include that. I'd love it. I would not love it. I'm so sensitive. I couldn't kill a fly. Um, but I was just like, would you? I was like, I'm sick. Like, I'd be so cool. Like, why? Like, why would I die? And she was like, well, obviously, you'd be risen up on that blooming podium. You'd break into a political like rant about the unefficacy of the entire debacle and how the capital must bring down the capital and like I so wouldn't be Katniss Everdeen because I would want to be the girl on fire. Do you know what I mean? Katniss didn't want to be, and that's why she was great. But I'd be like, I'm ready. Like, put me in the revolution. And she'd go, you'd be doing this rant, and they just bomb you straight away. They couldn't have that. They couldn't have that on the telly. Your last words, by the way, segueing to the initial point of this whole rant, your last words would be, "Do you know what I mean?" Lol. Uh, I was like that. I was like, you know what? I reacted very strongly to that, but you've completely nailed it. You've utterly smashed it there.
It was like almost like being in court. Like her defense was, yeah, she won there.
Literally, like, oh yeah, completely. Like, Your Honour, Your Honour, no.
Yeah.
Like, and then like at the end, like, Your Honour, that was a very logical argument, and I cannot dispute.
You're like, yeah, okay, yeah,
Fair enough.
guilty.
Yeah, take me away. Yeah,
Oh,
derailed the
see,
conversation once again.
I love it. No, I love it. I
Let me
love
ask you. I
this.
want to ask you this. What did you think? Like, how did you feel watching A Kind of Spark? Did you like? Was it like? This is such an ego thing. Did you love it? Like, that's not what I meant. Like, I kind of want to like. I want to hear about like whether I know. A lot of people say it's fantastic, but did you feel like even watching it as someone who maybe isn't CBBC's target audience? Did you? I don't know.
I mean, I'm a CBBC stan. Love CBBC. Watched it growing up. But yes, I did absolutely love it. I think within the first 15 minutes, I paused it to go tell my mum that she also needed to watch it because I felt so strongly. I was just like, the Darrow sisters. Oh my god! Like I have never seen myself in in anything, and also just like you guys at school, just on the struggle bus is how I describe it. It's
Yeah.
just like you're just constantly fighting to exist at school, and I was just like, oh my god, this is everything. Right down, yeah, I just like right down to like how everyone has their pasta, or like how you guys are dressing, and just all the sensory stuff. And
It's it's
when
revolutionary. Isn't it? Like what? Like isn't it revolutionary?
it
This is why I
really
think it's such
is.
an honour. Well, like there's nothing else out there like it. There's
No,
nothing else that is starring autistic girls, written
no,
by this like fantastic autistic woman. Like there's nothing else like it.
no, really isn't. And yeah, it's just like, oh my god, it's me. Like I wish I had this when I was at primary school, secondary
Yeah.
school. Like, oh,
Okay.
you make it cool. Like you make it cool to be autistic, and I've never seen that before.
Yeah, it is cool.
It
Like
is.
fuck them. Like come on. Like it's so uncool to be to have no special interests. Like what do
Exactly.
you do?
Yeah,
What do you think
exactly.
about? Like, what is going on in your mind if you don't have a special interest? Like
Exactly.
to the point where you're gonna go stare at that painting, Keedie Darrow.
Oh, how do you say it?
Killer Cranky.
Killer Cranky. That's
Killer
it.
Cranky, yeah. Oh
It was a
gosh.
lovely painting. There was so much going on.
Oh, loads going on. You know what I was staring at in real life? A blooming green screen.
Oh,
I know. Sorry, I didn't mean to take the magic out of it there.
the illusion.
I know. It honestly the magic of TV. It was the coolest thing being on that set because I had no idea how any of that stuff worked. I was like, "What do you mean we're about to film over there?" I was like, "We've just pretended that we're over." Like, and the director would be like, "The audience will just believe what you put in front of them." Like, so
Ooh,
like I don't know, like if you filmed something and they'd make it look like it was through a window, it would just be in a completely different location.
wow.
I know.
It's so
So
clever, isn't it?
but yeah, but again, because the show is so meaningful, people are more like, obviously.
So did you and Lola actually jump that gap that we see you guys
Oh,
jump together?
oh, what a great question. Yes and no.
What?
There was. Oh my god, not in the way that it looks like on the blooming telly.
It looks high.
It's yeah, it does. No, it's like there was like a small, tiny dip. And we did a few takes. We jumped onto like a platform that they put there.
Okay. That sounds like so much fun.
Oh, it was super fun. And then a few where we kind of like fell on did we fall into a mat at some point? And then like they filmed us like falling at the grass in the end, and that was just like us from standing and then like falling on the grass. Do you know what I mean?
So can you now say you do your own stunts? Is that how this works?
Whoa! Yes, I can say. Why haven't I been saying that? Oh my god, sorry if I've literally just blown the sound barrier of this podcast. Why have I never said to anyone, yeah, I do my own stunts?
Yeah.
Oh my god, don't. I'm like so many years too late to this now.
It just sounds like so much fun jumping on crash mats as well. So
yeah, super fun.
I think
Lola had to do a bit of it.
really
Yeah, I think so. I think there's a scene where she falls over.
amazing.
But yeah, I was wearing some heeled boots as well.
Oh, I like
Yeah.
that bit of.
And some pajamas. Oh, Keedie. Crazy. Crazy cat. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I do my own stunts. Oh my god.
Is that going on your, what do you call it? Your spotlight. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Your CV, but if you're an actor, kind
Yeah.
of.
My spotlight. Oh my god.
I always find those really interesting. It's like, ooh, like what like accents can people do?
You've
Or
had a
like,
look then, obviously. But...
well, I've like I do you know what? I do a little bit of a background check on my guess. This is when I say like, oh yeah, she's got like interpretive dance and can speak Russian.
I could
There
do
you go.
pole dancing. Was that on my spotlight?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I used to. I don't really anymore.
Look,
I want to get back into it.
it's a skill. I think you can. Surely you don't lose that ability.
No, I don't think so. I reckon if I found a pole.
Look, it adds into your stunt work. So
Yeah, exactly. I might put I can ride a motorbike. I've never ridden a motorbike in my life, but I'd love to, and I might put it on so I just get cast in a role where I get to be. Maybe.
I mean, I remember speaking to Ella about kind of spark, and I was like, what would be like your next like project? I just really really want to get cast in a Mission Impossible film. I was like, was not expecting that from you.
Oh, I want to be in a horror.
Do you?
Massively Scream Queen, like, oh my
Yeah.
god. Horror's my favourite genre easily. I'd love to be in like a Hereditary, like, because that's why I loved acting as a kid, because I could scream and shout and shake it all about and do the hokey. No, but like I could properly like let all the emotions out that I was bottling up, and I'd let that out, pretending to be, I don't know, grieving or like like all these huge emotions, like pretending to have these
Yeah.
huge emotions would help me let out my ones that felt big,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd love to be in a horror.
Is that I know you're a fan of The Haunting of Hill House.
Yes,
That's
you.
your
How
big...
did you know that?
Look, girl, I do my research.
When did I say that? And who to?
I read it. I read previous interviews. I went down a black hole of the internet. Honestly, I go full on autistic
This is terrifying.
mode.
This makes me think, what else have I said that I can't?
Do you need me to tell you what else I found out about you?
Oh, please. Go on. Don't.
I'm trying to. I think it maybe was from either an interview with a magazine or it was the head-to-head sensory theatre, because you did like a written interview. Yes.
Oh my gosh. What else have I said?
What have I done?
Oh my gosh, my digital footprint. Oh, jeez. I was just like, Haunting of Hill House. I was like, that's so, like, that's very niche information about me, I thought. I was quite actually impressed. I was like,
Your reaction said that to me.
yeah, it's cool though. Like, I love that show. Like, I will happily be known as a lover of The Haunting of Hill House. I rewatched it again like so recently. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's so good. Stephen King literally called it perfection. Do you understand how good a horror has to be for Stephen King to call it perfection? It has to be so good. He is the horror man.
He is top tier, yeah.
His books are amazing as well. I read 2 of them. Not so, I'm not like the biggest, but like the way he writes is like, wow. We love Stephen King. We love The Haunting of Hill House. That in every single scene manages to get a ghost in the background, I think, in all the past scenes. Fun fact.
Oh, really? Oh, look.
So.
See, you know all the Easter egg things as well. I love that sort of stuff.
I know everything.
Would this be like your mastermind topic? Like if
Yeah,
you
yeah,
were to
yeah,
be
yeah, yeah,
quizzed?
yeah.
Yeah. I
Oh
see.
yeah, 100%. I've also like the way that it's done is so satisfying, like as like for my brain, because it's
Mhm,
like it like pieces together, like it's like these like timelines.
mhm.
There's like two timelines, and both of them are kind of jumbled, and things piece together and like start to fit and make sense until the end, and it's like comes together as this like gorgeously like
Ooh.
unexpected and like you just never you do like no one's gonna guess the plot twists. Nobody. I will personally give you the money that I don't own. All of it. All of the £1,000,000 I don't have. I swear. I'll give
Oh,
it to you.
I
If
like that you were
anyone
like, I have no money. All of the £1,000,000. Whoa.
all of the million fake pounds I don't have, you can have it. But if I had real money, I'd bet it. Oh
Ooh.
yeah. That
Okay.
you would not guess the plot twist. How long have I been talking
Ooh.
about Haunting of Hill House now? Please stop me.
We went full like horror info dump there, which was
Oh yeah.
excellent.
So you know, I feel like right now, I feel like I've got this picture in my head of like me like holding myself back from like you know like in a fight like you know in the movies where they're like let me at him. I'm like doing that to myself right now in my brain like stop please. I'm like please.
You're like, just let me be free.
What? Oh, okay. Tell me, do you like? What's your like? Because horror is one of my special interests. Like, what's one of your?
I am really into policing and prisons. I know.
Okay.
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 Okay, right.
uh,
Honestly, to the
Don't be
extent that
thinking
I've
to get yourself into prison now.
yeah, I know, honestly, like to the extent that I've done like an observer shift with the police, like I'm that
You're
obsessed.
joking.
No, love it.
Super cool though.
It's so random, but yes, it is super cool. I find it fascinating because
Mm,
like separately policing and prison stuff, but like in prison, people are living in a like totally different world. Like,
yeah.
and that fascinates me.
Do you think?
Um,
Yes. Oh my gosh, big topic. Do you think there needs to be some reform of the prison system?
oh, coming in with the big topics. Um, I think so. I think it's very clear that it's there's not enough support and
Yeah.
it's I feel like it's starting to go the right way at Pentonville prison. This
Mm.
sounds like I'm going like crazy on my special interests,
No,
but
go for it.
they have a prison wing for neurodiverse prisoners. So
Wow.
they are separated out from the general prison population and they have a structured day that stays the same and a sensory room that they can make use of. And in terms of how they're kind of told things about visits and things, like they just have a very like clearly defined, set out kind of routine.
Yeah.
And
That's good.
also in terms of people that are coming in, they're assessing whether they might be neurodivergent. And I'm just like, yeah,
Mm,
because I think a lot of the prison population might be neurodivergent,
yeah.
um, and also potentially dyslexic. A lot of people come in not, knowing how to read and things like that. I've gone
Mm.
really off topic, kind of.
No, I'm so
Um,
interested.
but yeah, I just find like and like
That's really
listening to
no,
that.
that's really sorry. That's so interesting, and you're so
Yeah,
right about. God. Have you watched right? Have you watched Sing Sing?
no.
Oh my god,
What is it?
dude! Sing Sing came out like last year about prison drama group, and the people who played the characters
Hmm.
in the drama group were the actual people who'd been in the drama group. It was
Oh,
their story played by themselves about prisoners um, who were in a drama group.
I'm
It's
just
fantastic.
googling it now. Oh, it's on Prime. Okay, amazing. I will be
Yeah, it's
watching
fun.
that.
Seriously, like what? Oh
Oh,
my god, you love it. Oh my god, super,
I've
super, super wholesome. Sad
oh
though. Trigger
oh
warning.
okay.
Well, there's some sad bits, but overall, good, good.
Okay, I like a pre-warning to any form of emotion
Yes, 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 yes. Me
when it
too.
comes to films. I recently
Yes.
watched a really good documentary on Netflix, which was similar kind of thing, group of prisoners, but they all knit blankets for
Oh.
I think it's like adopted and fostered children. This is in America. It's like a 20-minute documentary. It's so
Don't
like
make me start thinking her eye.
wholesome. It's so good.
Oh my god.
Like a little
Very
knitting
cool.
group. Like
Oh.
so, yeah. I could honestly talk about
Special interest. I know.
yeah.
That was so that this was me being so manipulative and getting you to speak about your special interest so I could stop speaking about mine.
It's interesting being questioned. Like I don't really get that because it's my podcast.
Hey, it's a conversation.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, I agree. It should be.
Actually, I feel like I've really enjoyed this a lot.
It's been very chill, hasn't it? I like it. I like it's nice when you can just like chat to someone easily and it's not like
I know.
painful.
Yeah, I have this with a lot of not just neurodivergent people, but disabled, like other disabled people. I spoke to someone from because I was trying to, I was basically trying to look for autistic and disabled people who were who were representing the disabled community in the BBC. Spoke to some guy the other day, um, and we just spoke for like 2 hours. It was just ridiculous.
Oh.
Usually, like those conversations don't go on for that long, but it was like everything. Like we got onto capitalism. It was fantastic. Like,
Excellent.
and he's blind, so completely different, completely different disability to me. But there are so many similarities into the kind of like feelings and emotions that all disabled people experience.
Yeah.
So.
And I guess like sensory wise as well.
Oh
Like
hell yeah, we really got into
yeah.
that. He was talking about he does a lot for radio because obviously his senses are extremely heightened with hearing,
Mm.
so he can really hear every single little tiny little thing that needs to be changed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like audio engineering kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's probably why you're sick at podcasts as well, because if you're, oh my god, I said the word sick. Oh my god, I need
Sick.
to. I'm 24 years old. Oh my god. Oh please, everyone forgive me. My frontal lobe is still developing. It's still in the
Just a
making.
baby.
I'm just a baby. But yeah, that's probably helps you with your editing, no?
Oh yeah, I think so. Although I feel like I overthink myself because I'm listening to myself, and I'm like, oh no, you've
Oh
let
yeah.
yourself down there again.
Oh yeah. Okay, no, the fatal flaw,
Yeah.
fatal flaw. But no, you're fantastic, and your voice is such a podcast voice.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, you're so welcome.
Stop it.
Oh no, you stop it. Like you start the compliment thing. You know what autistic people are like. It's like compliment tennis. Like if someone starts,
Oh yeah.
you just have to.
But like I feel like every autistic person is useless at accepting comments, but like amazing at giving them out.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm terrible. I'm like, oh no.
Oh yeah. No, but like I love it. Like I love hearing it. But like I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what
Yeah.
to do with
What?
myself.
How do I accept this?
I like genuinely at uni. I just start like because I'm obsessed with sea glass. I've collected like I own about 10 kilograms worth of just sea glass. It's all color coded and size
Yes.
coded, and I've started making earrings out of it, and I've started wearing
Cute.
them or giving them to people at school. At school, oh my god, I've just done a master's. What? Sorry, at school.
That's so sick.
Oh, dear, that's so sick. Me and my friends at school, there was some pretty sick things, actually.
On the playground.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So anyway, people give me a compliment. They say, "Did you make those earrings yourself?" Or they don't even say that. They say, "I love your earrings." They don't even know I've made them myself. I just I start flapping, beaming. I'm like, "Oh my god, thank you so much!" Like my boyfriend's usually standing there with like a knowing smile, like, "Oh, like you've made her day. Like you've just made her day." And I'm like, "That's amazing because I make them and I really like making them. And there's this sea-glass that I collected myself, and I'm so happy that you said that." Yeah, just don't know how to take the compliment, but love it all the same.
It's quite a flex to be like, I made them.
I know. This is
Naturally.
yeah, they're custom. Someone told me to say that the other day. I was like, fantastic.
Yeah.
Add that to the list. They're
Yeah.
custom, and I do my own stunts.
If you haven't got an Etsy shop soon, I will be. Yeah.
I know. I just worry that I don't want to be a slave to capitalism. I worry it'll
And
take
we
all
managed to get back to that.
mine. It's all down here. No, I won't start going on about that because I keep trying to remind myself autism is the topic, and if I start talking about dark things, I'll talk about very
Do you
dark.
know what? autism leads to all sorts, doesn't it? Have we not proved that in this podcast?
Oh yeah.
We have talked about all of the things.
Oh, so many things.
Um,
So this summer I'm hosting. I mean, look, I've never done drama workshops for neurodivergent young people before. I've done drama workshops for young people, but not neurodivergent. But I'd like to think I know enough about neurodivergent people, but I
mhm.
know that like it's a wide spectrum. Everyone fits in different places on it. So I'm going to be watching some. I'm going to be watching some people who have run them for a while, how they do theirs, and then I'm just going to put my own little twist on it. And I'm
Cool.
yeah, volunteering. But yeah, no, the money will. Unfortunately, people do have to pay, but the money does go to the charity. It's an amazing charity. They do all sorts of things as well. Oh, I went to their. They opened their barn hub. They call it. It's in Surrey. They opened their
Mhm.
barn hub the other day. I went in this sensory room. It was the best thing I've ever seen. It was so
Ooh.
cool, and people just go in. Obviously, like you just go in there whenever you're overwhelmed, or I think people sometimes rent it out for their children if they're neurodivergent and need a space. There's like this huge, big, bubbly, lighty up tube. The room is like low light, and there's like
Ooh.
sensory things that you can feel and touch, and like even like a small like one of those like wind chimey thingies that if you want to hear something, but it's obviously not too much.
Mhm.
So they've really like every detail of that about this just sensory room, never mind the rest of the hub, has been thought through. They've been doing this for a while. The person who runs Head to Head, this lady called Annie, used to run it with the agent who. So my agent it's Scott Cole Management, run
Mhm.
by Joe Scott and Sarah Cole, and Sarah also used to. She kind of like started up Head to Head Sensory Theatre. That's how I got involved. Um,
Oh, okay.
so yeah, no, but like they've thought through everything, and they're like, oh, they're just such great people, and it's been really great to get to kind of be involved and do what I can, and I'm really excited to run these. I'm so excited and nervous,
Mhm.
but I'm going to do a lot of research, of course. But yeah, it
Oh, I
should.
think you'll be great.
Oh, I hope
Like
so.
the enthusiasm you'll bring is, I think, even if you weren't going to watch other ones to kind of learn off them, I think your enthusiasm would carry an entire workshop.
Oh, thank you very much. I hope
Just
so. Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I'm gonna. I'll lean into that.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, yeah, it's just nice knowing that it's actually like for neurodivergent like kids,
Yeah.
like they're turning up and they're already going to have a little sense of community. How cool.
Ah, yeah. Exactly. No, it's super cool. No,
And I bet they'll look up to you. They'll be like, "Ah, you know.
that's the weirdest thing that I've heard from people who've watched the show and messaged me like, oh, either my daughter really looks up to you and and I'm like, don't, don't do that. Oh my god, don't do that. I'm crazy. No, but like, but
It must be a lot though to be like,
it's lovely.
thank you.
It's a real compliment, and it's healing. It's very healing. I
Oh.
think growing up, I got used to seeing myself as to be candid, seeing myself as a bad person, and having
Mhm.
to have these wonderful like young human beings tell me that they look up to me. It's like I must be doing something right then if this
Yeah.
gorgeous like human looks at me and thinks anything good. I must be all right, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Exactly. Do you feel proud? Can you feel proud?
Yeah, super proud. I mean, more honoured
Yeah.
to because it's not me. It's a kind of spark
Oh,
as a thing.
that's very selfless to say.
Hey, I'm really trying to come across as maybe more humble than I am. You should
You're like, it's a team effort.
yeah, no, it is, and it's like I didn't
Oh.
write it. Like that's I feel like that's the hardest part. I feel very honoured that I was the person who they felt who could help bring this thing to life. Very honoured.
Oh,
And I
that's
like to think
very
maybe I did a good job. Sometimes.
yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying. It's so weird being like. It's so weird like no like not being humble, knowing that you're going to be perceived.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas if you ask my boyfriend, is Georgia humble? He'd go, no, no. She knows what she's good at, and she tells people. Not online though.
Look, that's how you get jobs.
Hey,
It's a great world.
oh, exactly. Hey, advice for anyone trying to get an agent. I
Ooh.
spoke to someone. I've got an agent in LA. Remember the call? They were not keen on having the call.
Sorry, you've got an agent in LA.
Like
Can we
what?
go back over that?
Oh,
Wow.
like it's like I bet like I get a self tape off them, not very often, but like but I just got mine on because they can get roles that maybe people can't get here. It
Mm.
was very much through my current agent. Anyway, I think it's more like a manager than an agent. I don't really know, but they did not want to have the conversation with me, and I like had the conversation with them, and I was like, "You listen, you on me, because I'm
I'm a catch.
I'm a cat. I'm a catch. Please, come on, look at me."
Look at this. This is what you're missing.
You want to miss this? Oh, this? No, come on. I was like, I'm unique.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is it? That's what's the Riverdale quote? I'm a weirdie. I'm a weirdo. Like this fucking hat. Like, do you know what I'm on about? Do you get the reference? Anyway.
Yeah.
So like waffling. I will put my waffling to an end.
Thank you so much for giving up your time to chat to me. It's been super interesting,
Oh, loved
and
it.
I genuinely think I could talk forever to you. So, yes, where can people find you on the internet, and where can people watch A Kind of Spark?
On Tinternet, people can look me up on Instagram at Georgia DG. Where else? You want to follow me on LinkedIn? No.
Oh, LinkedIn.
No, don't do that. Yeah, BBC iPlayer for A Kind of Spark. Obviously. Obviously. Well, probably most people who are listening to this probably are, if they have watched it.
Surely.
If you haven't watched it, why are you here?
Who is this Georgia girl?
Yeah, no. I'm sure you have lots of viewers who maybe even haven't watched The Kind of Spark, but I'd be surprised. And you can take a look at the head-to-head sensory theatre, head 2 with a 2, the number 2, sensory theatre's website. I'll put the link for my workshops in my bio on Instagram. If people want to do that.
Amazing. Well, I will link all those in the show notes as well. But yeah, thank you so much for giving up your time to talk to me.
You're amazing. You're a great podcast host.
Stop it.